Welcome back to Critical Condition Sports. We are doing now the episode 11. Again, Ultimate Fighter season 29, episode 11. We're almost there, folks. We have one more episode here, one more episode of this tandem here that you're getting here. I'm Jose Matos, your host. I have Jonah Ross from Behind the Grind. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man.
Awesome,
Ready
brother.
to
Well,
rock.
it's been a long road, bro. It feels like it's been a long road. We're nearing the end. Sorry, we are going through spoilers on episode 11 of Ultimate Fighter season 29. So if you have not watched the episode, please stop right now. If you have, or you just enjoy spoilers and don't have time to watch TV, you're in the right spot. So let's get started here. Jonah, so started off the episode here, man. I'll let you start things off for us, man.
It was good, man. I liked the episode. It was good. Well, obviously we'll get to the fight in a little bit, but I feel like it honestly felt long to me. Like it felt longer than the other ones.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah, bro. For some
it
reason,
felt
yeah.
it wasn't as long. I mean, it was normal length, right?
No. Yeah, it was normal length. It just
Yeah,
felt like they
normal
were
length.
just adding more things in there.
Yeah, it just felt longer. Like when I was watching, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It just felt
Yeah.
longer than normal, and I think it was just because they had some more stuff to add in than your normal. Like, oh, here's a fight. Like I think for most of the season, it's just been kind of like okay, this fight's happening. Here's the build up. Here's the fight. And it's
Yeah.
like the build up. There hasn't been any like animosity or anything like they haven't had anything to like show really. So like anything that they could grasp at, with the Mitch Raposo thing, it was like they showed that for like 10 minutes, and that was probably just like a little tiny like little like altercate, not even altercation. It was probably just he said something that someone didn't like, and like that was it. So they tried. I don't know, but
That's
this
crazy.
episode was good though. I liked it. It was fun.
No, definitely. So here's the thing, like, and I that way the folks at home that watch the show know. So the way they built this out and the way the fights happen here, there's 8 fighters in each division, so it's not like when they're in when it's like 16 fighters in one division, there's not like extra fights that they have to go through. Like they have to go through a preliminary, then a quarterfinal, then a semis to get the finals. It was a matter of just getting the quarterfinals done and then the semifinals done, and then you get your final matchup set up. So that's pretty much like a total of 12 fights, which is linear with the episode count that we have here. So each fight got an episode. So what dictates the stuff we see, besides it being something that sticks out, like drama things, it's how long the fight is. So if you have a three fight that goes to sudden victory, they're not going to show you as much because obviously they have to have time for the fight and for the post fight stuff and all that stuff. Now, obviously, like in this case where the fight ends, if it's a first round finish, obviously the fight there's a little bit longer stuff because they got to make up the time. And that's what I was telling my girlfriend. Oh, okay, this fight's gonna finish a little probably within the first under the first 2 rounds for sure. It's not gonna go to decision
Yeah.
because they're taking so much time to build things out. So that was my initial reaction. I'm like, okay, well, the fight's gonna be a shorter fight. So we're going through the journey. We see finally the coaches challenge. Little disappointed, man, because I kind of wanted something crazier, but I understand people are asking me, oh, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't they doing that? Here's the thing, folks. Again, they're in the pandemic. Pandemic was still hot. The only reason why the Ultimate Fighter kind of worked out was because they were already in a sense quarantined in the house.
Yeah.
So, and obviously they can just focus on the camera crew and all that stuff as far as containing the spread. So that's why there's not a lot of activities for these guys to go out there and do. Obviously, normally, like there's a lot of like maybe during dramatic opportunities that the show misses on just because of the fact that these guys, again, it is a pandemic still, folks. They can't go out. The UFC would love to have these guys out in Vegas and party, but they can't. Again, COVID's a thing, and honestly, it just wouldn't be as fun, with all these restrictions for them. I beg to differ, right? Someone might tell me, oh, it would have been nice to get a brick in the house, right? Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, so regardless, so that's why we're doing this. That's why instead of then getting some crazy party out as a reward, they got a call. They got a call. They usually never got a call. So
Yeah.
we're going through the coaches challenge. Kind of wish it was something different, but what is it? A cornhole? That's the proper
Yeah.
term, right? I played
Yeah,
it a couple
yeah.
times. Have you played it?
Yeah. It's just like classic backyard game
Yeah,
that
there you go.
tailgates and whatnot.
Definitely. So that's the coaches challenge. Volk was already looking forward to this thing. He didn't know what the hell cornhole was. I don't blame him. So again, the challenge starts. I was a little nervous here. I'm like, oh, Team Ortega, man, a little bit of momentum. As they've lost a little bit of momentum, which we'll get through. But whatever. Ortega's a very competitive guy. I had a good feeling about Ortega going through it. It kind of wasn't. It was a little competitive, but because Ortega was letting it get competitive. and he felt like he was hungry. He wanted to go out and
Yeah,
finish this thing. He finished it off, man. Nothing too exhilarating like some of the other coaches challenge. What do you think, Jonah?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't like a crazy high stakes.
Yeah,
I mean, most of them aren't really high stakes anyway. I mean, I guess the fighters get money and all that, but
yeah,
it gets really competitive. This one didn't feel like as intense. I feel like it was just not as intense because it's not something that really is like. I mean, I guess it's skill, but it's kind of like. I mean, who's like really good at cornhole? Like, I feel like other things, at least it's like some sort of physical challenge where it's like something matters physically.
yes, and that didn't. You see, there you go, bro. So it just didn't feel very physical.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like,
It was
oh,
just
what the
like,
hell do
oh,
we care that Boke is not good at cornhole? He's
yeah, yeah,
only
yeah.
the UFC featherweight champ of the world. You
Like
know?
it doesn't matter. Like it's just kind of like they're flicking their wrist. That's the only like skill that it takes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it didn't really feel like super competitive, but um, I mean, I enjoyed watching it though. I mean, it was nice to see something else other than just
Yeah.
the build and the fight.
Some stuff. Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, we're fight fans. Well, obviously we come here for the action. So
Mhm.
again, very. I mean, obviously not the most competitive, I guess, competition we've seen, but it happens. They could thank God they didn't do trivia, man. They one season they did trivia because Anthony Pettis couldn't compete, and that was kind of a
Jeez.
snoozer. So I mean, but this was still fun to watch. I mean, I like the hollerhead stuff. I've never had the bourbon or whiskey,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But I've never had it, but I heard it's really good. So they finished that. Then we start getting through the buildups of the fight. Brady's a guy that trained with Michael Chiesa, so you knew he's a very tough guy. Vince Murdoch believe trains over in California with Team Alpha Male. I am not sure. They're correct me on that, folks. If anyone knows the answer to that, but I'm pretty positive Vince trains over there. So we're going through the buildup. I had Vince. Vince was my number one guy. After the quarterfinals happened, Vince Murdoch was my number one guy. He was my number one seed, and the way I seeded him was one Vince, two Ricky, three Ludwig, four Brady, and so I thought that the matchups were done accordingly. So the interesting thing to me was Vince said he had a small tear. I believe it was an MCL tear. So I did not know that. So I thought to myself, okay, well, my how much would this affect it? I'm not sure, right? The guy's tough as hell. He knows what's at stake. He's not gonna pull out. So we're watching this build up. I'm getting just a little bit nervous about that, but again, still Vince is my number one guy here. So
Yeah.
what did you think going into that build up, Jonah?
Yeah. So did he have it going into it, or did it happen during the fight?
I think it happened. No, he had it going into it.
Oh, I thought for some reason I thought it happened during the fight. That's
No,
why.
no, no, no. He already had the injury. It was a pre.
Oh man, I missed that. I missed that then. Man, that guy's a warrior then, man. To not pull out. I mean, like we saw who was that pulled out
It was
earlier?
a Miles Hunziker. Yeah.
Miles
So
Hunsinger.
I don't know if it's the identical injury, but
Right,
I
right.
I mean, obviously it's got to be a similar situation. I mean, again, I don't want to get to that fight. We're gonna get to that fight, but you can't risk re-injuring that, and that's
Yeah,
why Miles Hunsinger pulled out.
of course.
Because you could either take care of it within 2 to 3 weeks, or you can risk going out for 6 months to a year.
Right.
Depending on the
Yeah.
damage.
I feel like it was like two sides of the two different ends of the stick. Like
Yeah.
you have a guy who's like, okay, like I'm gonna do this like no matter what. In Vince Murdoch, so and then you have a guy like I'm sorry, who was it again? Hunsinger.
Hunsinger, Miles Hunsinger. Yeah.
It's kind of more safe, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna get my shot still, like I'll take my time off and I'll like recover from this and then I'll keep going. There's good and there's bads from both. I mean,
Thrill and
because
agony.
but because the thrill and agony. I mean, we keep on coming back to it because with Vince, it's like you could fight, you could get it done, and then you could say like, oh, my MCL was tore, and I still did this, and then you get the respect and credit of Dana and all these people watching, or you could pull out and recover and then be better than ever. So two different sides, and
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword at that
of
point.
course, yeah,
So we're going through the build-up right there. Nothing against Brady. Nothing against Brady. I thought that there's a couple points in that fight. I mean, he went through an absolute war, and you know against Josh, and I thought Josh had a couple times where he just didn't pull the trigger on him, where I thought Josh could have won that fight. Vince won more decisively. So that was my reason, folks. That's my reason. Not a hater here. Not a Team Ortega bandwagon or a Team Volk bandwagon here, folks. I'm just calling it the way I see it. Again, critical condition. So we're
Critical.
going into this fight, though. I had still picked Vince to win this fight initially. So they're going through the fight, and it wasn't very competitive, man. Brady went in there, focused on his game plan, tried to weather the storm because Vince is a very aggressive fighter. Hits freaking hard, man.
Yeah.
And is gonna run through you. Brady took this fight to the ground. There's a couple instances where Vince tried to, scramble. He tried to do everything he could to like scramble out, build that separation when you're on the ground. And unfortunately, his knee. So my girlfriend actually pointed this out to me. She's in the medical field, but she saw him extend his knee. So there's a part where his knee locked up. My girlfriend's like, "Oh, he probably tore it right then and there. Like
Really?
something happened to the knee."
Mm.
So that happened, and then we saw Brady again impose the will and just get the finish there, man. So apparently, it turns out that I think when that knee got locked, when she called it out, I guess that's what they said on the show, or Vince said on the show. I'm not sure, but somebody said that that's where he messed it up. So good on her. So he damaged the knee, I believe. I'm not sure what the injury, how he re-injured it. Not sure what the type of injury it was. Again, I don't know if it just completely tore or not, but he hurt himself. Fortunately, lost the fight, man, and that's just the way it goes, man.
Yeah, man, and you got to wonder, like, I mean, obviously it hindered him 100%. Like, there's obviously any injury affects a fighter, a certain way, but like, you got to wonder if there was no injury, if it would have been any different,
I do believe it would have been different, man. I do. Not saying that Vince would have won. I just feel like it would have been a different fight. I feel like a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
It's tough, man, dealing with that kind of stuff. I've never fought in it before, but I can only imagine that. Guys, I'm uncomfortable when I have a headache at work, man. I mean, it's just the worst feeling. Or when you're sick, man. Imagine a freaking injury like this. When you're
Yeah,
going
man,
into a fight.
we're weenies. We
Yeah,
would
bro.
not play with
I'm
the
just
tournament.
saying, it just irritates the hell out of you. And then I can only imagine these guys who are putting their mind and body on the line, man, doing this. So it was a rough one, man. I humbly apologize to Brady. Got a couple
Sleeping
apologies,
on
right? I humbly apologize to Brady for counting him out. And
Here he is.
congratulations, Brady's in the finale.
Yep.
I humbly apologize. This was for last week. I humbly apologize to Brian Battle, Pooh Bear. Nothing but love, brother. You won the second round last week. I know that's the one that you were talking about. You did land more effective strikes there. I humbly apologize to you, Brian. I'm looking straight at the camera, man, when I'm saying this. Brady, I humbly apologize to you, brother. That was my fault. That was my mistake.
Hey,
And
man,
if
you gotta be
anything,
critical. Gotta be critical.
you got to
all
be
right?
critical. But if anything, I'm going to tell you this right now, folks. I read a lot of scouting reports on all these guys and stuff like that. One of the biggest things that I've learned is who gives a crap what you read on the internet. So
Doesn't matter. All that goes out the window.
yeah, Brady and Brian weren't some of the guys that were being talked about as guys were going to win this thing, and it doesn't matter because the one thing they can't measure is heart, and both these guys have it, man. And so obviously, everyone else was wrong, guys. I'm pointing that out to y'all. Everyone else was wrong.
Not just us. All right.
Yeah. So, but no. On a real note, man, congratulations, and we can safely say now that Team Volk has won. Has won. They've won. They got three guys in the. They got three guys in the semis. All far from who knows, right? Maybe something crazy happens in the last episode. Crazier things happen in the Ultimate Fighter. But congratulations, Team Volk went from losing the first 4 fights where you talking about all this Ortega coaching, man, and they've won out, man. They've won out, and he's adjusted, and it really shows. It speaks to volumes of Volk, and speaks volumes of the fighters, man.
Yeah.
And nothing against Team Ortega. Love Team Ortega. Rock with Team Ortega, man. It's just the way it's unfolded there. Matchups maybe are a big part of it, of course, and some people may get lucky with matchups or whatnot. I don't know how people, again, try to be devil's advocate for people here, but bottom line is, on paper, man, I mean, Team Volks made the full comeback here, and Brady went. I felt really bad for Vince. I have no doubt that Vince will be back. He's one of the guys that I do believe will be back. Tough freaking guy. Those are the kind of guys that Dana wants there. Fought with an injury. I do believe the fight would have been different. What was your take, Jonah? What was your take on this, man?
Yeah, I definitely think it would have been different, man. And like you said, he's one of the guys I think too will be back. I mean, because even after the loss, like you can see, I mean, we've talked about it before, like the mentality, like the guys that just have it, like even if they lose, like Petrovsky last week, he's like, yeah, it's a loss, but like I'm gonna be back. Like I love doing this. Like, I'm gonna be here forever. Like, I'm gonna fight till I die. You know. So it's like certain guys just have it, and I think Vince will 100% be back. I mean, he was already signed in the UFC before. You know, like
Yeah.
even before this. So like, I definitely think he'll be back, and especially fighting with a torn, partially torn, whatever it was, MCL. Like
Yeah.
I think Dana and all the people that go into signing and bringing in new guys, I'm sure they'll give him a shot. You know,
You got to measure heart, man. You can't
absolutely,
measure heart, but once you see it on display, you got to take that into consideration. So
definitely.
with that being said, so Team Volk's gone on this run. Now we're heading into the last episode. It's episode 12 next week. It's Trayshawn Gore versus Gilbert Urbina, Valley Boy.
Great.
40956, man, is all what I always tell that guy. From the Rio Grande Valley, man. So it's crazy, man. No one, I believe, no one from Texas has ever won the Ultimate Fighter. Ricky
Really,
Turcios is in contention for that.
Ricky.
And yeah, and Gilbert can be in contention here with a win here, man. It's awesome seeing a Valley Boy get an opportunity, and it's gonna be a banger of a fight, man. Trayshawn versus
Yeah,
Gilbert, man.
that's gonna be a scrap.
It's gonna it's
That's
gonna
gonna be
it's
a
gonna be.
scrap.
You got a prediction, bro?
I don't want to make a prediction. I'll make a prediction, but I know that next week I'm gonna look back and be like, man, I was so stupid.
I'm not making a prediction, guys. I can't.
I'm gonna make a prediction, and I might get flack for it, man, but I don't care. All right, listen,
Go
I think Trey is gonna put him away. I
put
don't
him
know
away.
what round. I think he's gonna put him away.
I don't know, man.
I don't
Put him
know. I don't
away
know.
though.
I don't know if that's what I want, but I think it's just what's gonna happen. I don't know.
Gilbert's got
Urbina's
that
tough.
Mexican blood, bro.
Ah,
That Green
man.
Valley people, bro. I gotta have
Yeah,
Gilbert
man.
on. I gotta have Gilbert on, eat some tacos or something, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Those
Maybe
Valley
maybe
boys,
I
bro.
should take that back then, huh?
Yeah,
No,
I don't think
but
he's gonna put him away though.
I think I don't know, man. Urbina's so tough though. So
Only lost against Sean Brady, bro.
if you, I know, isn't that wild, man? But I think I think if he weathers the storm, he'll get it. But I think in the first 10, 8 to 10 minutes, I think it's gonna be Trey. Well,
I don't see. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think someone's getting put away here. I think it's gonna go to a decision. I'll
think
just
so.
leave it at
Okay.
that. I don't know if it's a finish though.
Yeah, yeah,
Both of these guys are tough, man. They're tough warriors, man.
yeah. Maybe
I
it's
just don't
just the
want to get more flack, man, from this man.
already begin hate, man, huh? No,
Yeah,
it's all
man.
good, bro. Listen, you gotta give your opinion, all right?
Yeah,
The
of course. That's why it's
critical,
fun.
be critical. That Mystic Matos prediction, all right?
That's what we
Come
do,
on,
man. I unfortunately I do not have one here. I
it's all
don't
good.
have one here. I don't have one here. Maybe we're gonna talk about it off camera.
Hey, you'll pay to see it. That's what Connor
Yeah,
said. Right?
there we go.
You'll
I'll
pay
pay
to
to
see
see it, brother.
it.
I'll pay to see that there. Yeah, just that's why I wanted you to give one because I wasn't gonna give one.
Hey, I'll take Heath this time. I'll take Heath.
All right,
I
awesome,
got
brother.
Trey. I got Trey.
Awesome. Just so everyone knows, though, the Ultimate Fighter finale, I believe, is scheduled for the 28th. It's gonna be on a fight night with Giga. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Giga.
Chikase.
Yeah, Giga Chikadze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chikaze. Yeah, it's gonna be on that fight. Who's he fighting? I believe it's Barbosa.
Barboza. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. So that's gonna be the main event. A little disappointed just because of the fact that I feel like the UFC just kind of plastered the Ultimate Fighter finale on this card. Like they already had this card established and they just like plastered it on there.
What do
Um,
they What do
I
they
could be
normally
wrong.
do?
They,
What?
they have they have the Ultimate Fighter finale.
Oh, okay. And is
Whatever
it
it
like
is.
the main event, or they?
It's a fight card that it's usually a main event, or what they'll do is they'll have at least like one like big main event like that fight, which it's a freaking banger of a fight, Barbosa
Yeah.
and Chikaze.
Yeah.
But they put that as a main event. Then they'll put the two finals
Is the
as like the co-main events,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they'll have fighters fight from the Ultimate Fighter alumni there, man.
Ah,
And so I'm looking at this right now. The only reason why, and I'm gonna answer the audience's question right here, is how many fighters will be fighting in this. Here's the thing, guys. I feel like it's kind of like plastered on there because it's normally the Ultimate Fighter finale on there, and
yeah. It's normally the name of the
there's
fight
a
card, right?
good amount of fights already announced on there. Like you have Tracy Cortez on this fight card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have Kevin Lee on this fight card.
Gonna have to just slide some names. To the
It's
side.
just gonna be hard. I don't know because you obviously like the UFC usually like has like what 13 fights on there. They already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Ooh.
10. They have 10 fights plus the plus two more, which is the our finals, which is already Ricky Turcios versus Brady Hiestand, and that's going to be a great fight. We'll be giving you all predictions for that next week. I will be dropping predictions for that, and then we'll have the Brian battle versus the winner of next week's matchup here. So we'll have the finale on there. It just kind of feels like they're plastered it right there because usually the finale is really made to give a couple guys a shot to fight in the finale there. With 12 fights already on there, I don't see them adding no more than 1, 2 if they really want to be nice about it.
Yeah.
And
kind of just stuffing it to in there.
Yeah. So we don't know. I've already heard things about a fight on there. I can't talk about that here. So I just because I don't even know if it's 100% true, and I want to give everyone 100% facts. So again, if you're looking for that kind of finale as an Ultimate Fighter fan, which I am, unfortunately, we're not going to get that here. That is a little disappointing, but it is what it is. Ultimately, that's the only problem I have, man. I feel like the UFC kind of just like plastered this.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a fight night here. The show's ending here. Boom.
Yeah. Let's just put it on there.
But yeah, and you know what, man? To the audience out there, man, thanks for everyone watching this thing. You know what, man? I'll give everyone a prediction here. That's fine. That's fine if I get in trouble here. Let's do Urbina decision, bro. Let's do Urbina decision right here, man.
All right, that's good. We got two different
first Valley boy to make it to the finale, man.
All right, man.
Let's ride with that, man.
We'll see. It's gonna be a good one. It's tight.
Man. It's gonna be a good one. Trey's a very scary dude, man. Man.
Yeah.
And I'm just giving a prediction just to give a prediction because you know what? That's what people have watched. So it's not
that's what they want. That's give the people what they want to see.
Yeah. So, man, Trey's a freaking animal. It is one of the toughest fights to pick, man.
Yeah, it's one of those. I
gotta ride with the 956, man. Gotta ride with the 956, man. So
the Valley.
That's the area code of the Valley for everyone.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, awesome, folks. Well, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave it a like, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Jonah, anything to say before we sign off, brother?
Nah, man, I'm so pumped. It's heating up, man. Up.
That's it. We got one more, man. That's it. One more, and we are going to be doing a full season recap, folks, just so y'all know that we get an extra episode of Jonah and Jose here. We're going to give you all our MVP of the season. We are going to give y'all our fight of the season, knockout of the season, knockout/TKO of the season, and submission of the season. So we'll be giving that. We'll have that'll be a separate show as well. So we got two more with Jonah here. Thanks for doing this, brother.
Yeah, man, it's been great. This has been a fun time. Fun ride.
And for everyone out there, catch you later, guys. Be safe. Goodbye.